Hello, everyone. This is the Ricky Huse Show, and this is episode 3. With episode 3, I'm going to have my first guest. Some of you might know him from the Revenant podcast. If you haven't seen that, you're really missing out. So, my guest today is Alec Sewell. I've known him for a little while, and he is I asked him what he does, and he said a liver. But
I live.
He lives. He's not like a liver organ, but he lives.
I have one.
You do.
Only one.
I almost said 2. I got it mixed up with
That's
the
a kidney. That's a kidney.
Just one liver. But
I don't have any of those.
Also a pilot, bodybuilder, going to be doing an NPC show here coming up, aspiring entrepreneur, and a lover of life.
Lover of life.
Big
time on the amateur bodybuilder thing. Like
really?
that a lot.
Is that kind of your main thing?
I'm sorry, real quick. And you're Ricky?
Ricky Huse. Yes. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
What's it been? 15 years? No, not quite, actually.
We're not that old.
12.
12?
11?
We met in 5th grade?
I don't know how old I was. I don't remember.
Like 12, I think, right?
Yeah, that's
so
what
9.
I said.
Let's call it 9.
Oh, yeah. No. I meant we met when we were 12.
Let's call it 9 years old. How did we meet?
Let's call it. Oh, wait. Hold up. Like, are you asking me as in a quizzing format? Because I think I know.
Yes.
Hey, technically we knew each other in the 4th grade.
Okay.
Because we had the same teacher, and we had the same teacher again in the 5th grade. But I think we met playing catch outside at recess with your Atlanta Falcons football.
That is correct. That is 1 point. You're currently the winner. But
first winner on the show?
First winner on the show. You win. Actually, nothing. But that's okay. Let's talk about bodybuilding because that's what I'm kind of into also.
Oh, yeah.
What got you into fitness?
Good question. You, definitely. In high school, I always had an interest for it, but never really did anything until second semester of my senior year of high school. Then me and you and another buddy of ours named Colvin Laffrey started working out in the mornings in the weight room of the high school.
Give me a year for that. That was 2015?
2015.
Second semester, 2015? Okay.
Second semester, yeah. So the very beginning of 2015 is when I actually started. I don't think I ever went because I was very, very small. I was a very skinny person. I'm not huge now, but I was a skinny person, and I didn't know anything in the gym. I didn't know equipment. I didn't know how to do certain lifts, anything like that. So I just never really went. And then I ran cross country for a little bit. So I don't know. I knew how to run, but that was about it. And I wasn't really that good at running either. So,
but you did it.
For a little bit.
For a little while. Yeah. I remember one time we went to the wellness center in Clay Center with Colbin, and we did like a full body workout.
We did. I remember the leg presses that we did.
That's like the only part I remember.
Same here.
Because we did, I believe it was just, we went up as heavy as we could, and then we did as many reps as we could, took a plate off.
Yep.
Did as many as we could, took a plate off.
I remember that.
That's the one part that kind of sticks with me for some reason.
Yeah, same here. But then after that, I worked out with you until we graduated. Then you went to Fort Hays. I went to K-State. And then I started working out at K-State there. And then I met other people who I'm good friends with now. And they like to lift, so I started lifting with them and all that stuff. And then it sort of, the actual obsession part of it where I came like really hooked on it probably came within the past year. Actually, probably within the past 6 months.
Really?
Always loved it, but I've never loved it more than I do right now.
That's exciting.
Which is probably why I just picked to do a competition like 2 weeks ago.
When are you going to do it?
August 11th.
August 11th.
Yeah. Arnold, Missouri, which is St. Louis, Missouri.
That's kind of fitting that it would be in Arnold. They probably could have put it anywhere in Missouri, and they just chose Arnold because Arnold.
Yeah.
When are you going to start your prep?
Tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, so today is Sunday the 6th of May, 2018.
Okay.
Starting tomorrow, the 7th of May, 2018. So, yeah, it'll be fun.
That is exciting.
Monday. And I realized, I thought, since it's going to be the 7th of May, so it's still the beginning of May, when I picked the date August 11th. I picked it because it's close.
Right.
I like the type. It's it's a natty event, which means all natural, which means you can't use any additional help such as steroids or test or anything like that, testosterone. So it's urinalysis tested. So I thought that was cool.
That is pretty
Sort of evens out the playing field there.
At least kind of,
like
it's
that.
some people could still
Oh yeah,
juice for a while and then
And
just
then,
skip out the last
yeah,
3
get off,
months,
yeah,
show up, and
yeah.
then, but it's
But
not as likely.
Still, yeah. So, anyways, like that. But then I really liked it because I thought, oh, that's August 11th. I've got time. I think he told me it's 96 days away,
Yes.
which in the head, you think 96 days, that's great. And then you type out the numbers 1 through 96 on like a Word document, or you write it down and you realize it's that.
It's not very much.
It's 14 weeks, maybe,
Yes.
from tomorrow. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. I've got a little bit of experience under my belt. It's not like I'm starting from scratch.
Right.
So that'll help a little bit. Oh, excuse me. But I still have a lot of work to do. So starting ASAP.
That's going to be fun. Have you ever done like a really serious cut before?
Nope. Never.
No. So you're going to see.
But, well, I've never had a reason to cut.
Right.
Because I've always been sort of this tall, lanky, skinny kid. I'm like, I think the heaviest I was in high school, I was like 6'2", 155 pounds or something like that.
And what do you weigh now?
I'm still 6'2".
That hasn't changed much?
No, hasn't
That's too
changed
bad.
much. And I'm bouncing around 200 right now.
Really?
Yeah.
So how did you gain 45 pounds in the last 3 years?
Did it. I just did it. Like
That's deep.
For someone like me who's skinny and had no muscle, all I had to do was literally anything to start building muscle.
Right.
And I did. And then I did more of anything. And I did a lot of anything. And then so. It's funny
cool.
though. I've gained the most mass, or the quickest I've gained the most amount of mass was in like the first year that I started this though.
Oh, yeah.
Because it tacks on, and then you see yourself in the mirror literally after 2 or 3 weeks, and you're like, whoa, I want to keep doing this. And you do it. You just go up and up and up, and then you hit a fucking plateau.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can curse on your show.
Well, it looks like you already did. And I'm not going to go I edit these. I'm not going to go through and beep those.
Set the precedent for that right now. Anyways, yeah, and then you just plateau, and then you're like, now I got to start putting real work in, watching the diet and the food and everything. Oh, also started eating a lot more.
That kind of helps you gain weight.
I used to have a pretty shitty appetite. Now it's not as.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the first year when you first start lifting seriously, especially if that happens to be when you first start lifting. So if you just started and you take it seriously, you blow up.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
I didn't really have that because in high school I lifted pretty hard. I just didn't really know what I was doing and the diet wasn't there. So I gained quite a bit of mass through high school, but then my first year of college, then I gained like 25 more pounds pretty quick.
Yeah. It doesn't take much.
Unfortunately,
to just get started.
Unfortunately, that does slow down though.
Absolutely.
Which
and then
sucks.
you go, like, when you're like me, and I even look thin now, and I wouldn't consider myself fat by any means, but what I mean is, like, even now though, I'm still a skinny person, but in terms of me doing a physique competition, I'm fat for that.
Right.
For that range,
body fat wise.
I got to the point where now this is the only point in my life where I've ever actually had to pay attention to what I'm going to eat and go, don't just eat everything in sight. I have to go, shoot, I actually have to bring back my caloric intake and stuff like that. So that'll be interesting though. I've never done any type of cut like this though. So it'll be interesting to try it out for 14 weeks or whatever.
It's weird how much fat you can actually lose or how much
Yeah.
weight total because you're like, oh, I'm probably about 10 pounds out from being stage ready. And then you get
lose
there
some.
and then your weight just keeps going down and going down and going down and going
Which is
down.
why you can't always focus on the weight. You're not trying to focus on the weight, you're focusing on your physique, you know? Like I would love to be after this competition, I would love to be a fit 215.
Right.
That's a pretty good weight. I would love to try to go up to 225 also.
That would
That's
be
a
cool.
little tough. Yeah. That would not be very lean though. I just know it wouldn't
Right.
be. But yeah. So I know though I was 197 when we weighed in this morning at the gym.
Yep.
I know probably by competition, I'm gonna put on quite a bit of muscle, but I'm gonna burn quite a bit of fat too. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm bouncing around the 180 range. You know.
That's probably about right.
Right.
To give you reference, on my last cut, I was 205 to start. I ended up stepping on stage 181.
Yeah, see, so you can definitely lose a lot, and you looked. I won't say larger, but you looked more in shape though.
Yes. The thing,
But you lost weight.
it's tricky
yeah.
because if you don't have a shirt on, you look way bigger, or in the gym you look bigger. But then in like your normal clothes, like your jeans get
You look
loose
like you
and-
got so much smaller,
Yep.
and it can mess with your ego too.
It kind of does
Which
because
is why you can't really have an ego.
your
And-
shirts aren't as tight, like your sleeves are kind of loose, and
Right.
then you don't have a pump. But then you're veiny, so it kind of evens out.
Yeah.
But
That's why you just got to wear no shirt everywhere you go.
yeah, I mean that's
So
pretty
people
much
get
the
it.
goal.
Yeah.
Just walk around shirtless, and it's gonna
Yeah.
be summer,
Yeah.
so it's a little more acceptable.
That'll be interesting. I'm glad I did this over the summer though, because I'm just more active and outside
Mhm.
and fit and stuff or whatever. Yeah, like I hands down I burn more calories during the summer just as is than I do like during the wintertime.
Exactly.
So that'll help just in
Exactly.
general.
What do you like to do in the summer?
I golf.
You golf. Are you good?
Not really. I'm gonna be honest. I was gonna say yes, and then I realized some people that I golf with might listen to this podcast.
And they would probably call you out on that.
Yeah, probably. So I'm not, not awful. Not great, though.
That's fair.
It depends.
That's
I
fair.
have my days where I'm on point, doing really great. I'm a very black and white golfer. I'm either doing great or yikes. I'm
Right.
not doing great at all. So there's really no, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
You're probably quite a bit better than me. I've only gone twice, 3 times. It's pretty ugly.
I think you and I golfed once.
Yes, that was
Wildcat Creek Fitness in
freshman
Manhattan,
year.
Kansas. Represent.
freshman year. Speaking of freshman year in Manhattan, I heard you used to be part of a film crew.
A film crew.
Yes.
Freshman year?
Well, probably more like 7th, 8th grade.
Oh, yes.
What was that called?
That was a long time ago with a really interesting guy. It was called RA Productions.
Really?
Yeah. His name was, he's his Rick or something like that.
Yeah.
Ricky, maybe, and I was Alec, and it was Ricky and Alec.
Huh.
We started a film company. Yes.
So tell me how that started.
So that literally started with, actually, here's how it started. A very popular group on YouTube now, and way back when they sort of blew up, which was when you and I, for those who haven't figured it out, this is the guy. I
The
did it
secret's
with.
over.
The-
I was the
yeah.
R out of RA.
The gig's up. The R. I think the A should go first, but that's cool. We can have that conversation at a different time.
Yeah, another time.
But we were in the 7th grade, and there was a very big YouTube group blowing up then, and they were called Smosh.
Yep.
With Anthony Padilla and Ian
Hecox, I think.
Hecox. Yeah, something like that. But anyways, yeah, everyone's probably heard of them now, but they were just like getting started and stuff like that or whatever. Started watching their videos. They did a bunch of really funny comedy skits and everything like that. So we loved those, and we're like, hey, we should do the same thing.
Right.
We're just like them. So we did. And we started making very little. Do you remember the first little silver camera that we started with?
Yes, I think
I can't believe
have
that
it
that
in a
was a
box
gift.
up there.
Really?
I think so.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That is
was terrible.
That is an old camera, but we started with that, and it was some of the dumbest skits I've ever been a part of.
That's fair.
I mean, I haven't been a part of a whole lot of skits. But
So
anyways,
naturally.
yeah. But yeah, but they were super, super fun. And then for us, like, obviously looking back at it now, it just sounds silly, but I remember there were some skits that we would like completely plan out and go, this is gold right here. This
Mhm.
thing right here, this skit is amazing. And then we'd film it and we'd be like, that's our best piece of footage we have out there. And then you go back and you look at it and you're like, wow, interesting.
We did parkour.
Oh yeah.
Why did we do that?
Why?
I have no idea.
Well, hey, wait, hold on. I don't want to disrespect people who actually do parkour by
That's very
saying
true.
we did parkour, because we did not do parkour.
we
attempted
We
for
did not
sure.
do parkour.
We attempted for sure. I mean, if jumping over a fence is parkour, we did a lot of parkour.
I would say we did parkour.
in the zoo park, and at my mother's house. Yeah, a bunch of places. Your house, a lot of parkour. Anything that we could vault over. That's all we did was a monkey vault or a lazy vault. I think is
I
one.
think so.
All we did. That's it. And then a lot of safety rules.
That's true. They
We were
weren't
pretty
very good.
proficient with the safety rules, but yeah, I did forget about that. Yikes.
Yeah, I came across those. They were actually somehow got onto my YouTube channel at the dealership, and I came across the parkour videos. It's pretty good stuff.
It is good stuff.
Pretty good
All that
stuff.
stuff's still on YouTube. Go to RA Productions PK.
Yep.
There is a professional film company called RA Productions. You'll know if it's them. Yeah, RA Productions PK on YouTube. You can see a bunch of that old. They're pretty funny.
It's
I like
really
going
pretty
back and looking at them.
I do kind
What
of
do
a
you think?
little too much.
You know, I think with the resources that we had at the age we were at, we did pretty well.
I don't think it was bad. I don't know
I don't think
why
so
we
either.
stopped though.
That's the problem. So, yeah, you and I have both done this before, especially recently, like within the past year gone. Dude, if we just would have kept going,
Yeah.
because we were in such the prime phases of YouTube. And all it took for anybody to see your shit was content. All you
Yeah.
had to do was keep putting it out. Eventually, more people will see that stuff. And honestly, that's the same way now. Is a lot of content, but back then you really didn't have to have quality content. All you had to have was
Yeah.
something to put out
Yep.
there, and put it out a bunch. And we did that, but then high school came. I mean, I don't even think we did one past freshman year. I don't think we've had any.
I think freshman year would have been the last time we did one.
Yeah, then I mean, 'cause you get to high school, I just feel like that's kind of lame or whatever,
Yeah.
you know. But we should have kept going, because we were in such an optimal point in the history of YouTube and stuff, that if we'd still be doing that stuff today,
The channel would probably be pretty big. I feel
I
like
think
we
it would
were.
be too.
We have a couple videos that were borderline vlogs, and vlogs weren't. There were probably some people that were doing them, but they
Shoulda
weren't
vlogged.
really a thing yet.
Should have vlogged.
And we had
We had-
such a hard time
um,
thinking of ideas, anyways. If we would have just vlogged,
Didn't we have a day in the life?
yes.
Or yeah.
Well,
What do we call that one? It was at my mother's old house in
Like,
Manhattan.
Alec and Ricky are bored or something like that.
Yeah, and it was literally us sitting at a table, eating chips, drinking Kool-Aid, and all we were doing were just talking. Like, I mean, like, wasn't even focused that
Yeah.
the camera was there. So, but yeah, I don't know why we stopped. I don't know. I think it was one of those things where we were seeing, YouTube channels like, I mean, back then we had Smosh and Shane Dawson.
That
Shane
was
Dawson,
really big.
Yeah, was big. I mean, they are still very big now,
Right.
but to us back then, they were huge. And I think that felt so out of reach. Like, okay, no matter what we do, we obviously don't have the equipment and stuff to get to their level. So
Right.
obviously, yeah, that seemed very out of reach. And so we just we didn't want to put the time or the effort into it, and we just sort of quit. So.
I feel like at the time there weren't as many big YouTube channels.
No, there was like literally, I think, like you can make a top 10 list of like the biggest YouTube channels. And sure, you can go onto YouTube now and see like the top 10 most subscribed, but there's thousands of YouTube channels that have millions and millions of subscribers, and there wasn't that many back then.
I feel like there were like maybe 10 that
Yeah.
had over 1 million.
Yeah. And looking back at it, I kind of liked that YouTube.
I do too.
I mean, I like today's YouTube also.
It's good.
but
There's a lot more channels, and that's good. There's more content.
Yeah.
There's more stuff for everybody.
and then yeah, when you get to that level though, they start doing weird algorithms and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And then I mean, yeah, I know YouTube's been under a lot of heat lately from a bunch of popular YouTubers about how they run it and
Right.
and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm
No.
just a little salty that we didn't keep doing that. But
Same here. Should
all
have
right.
just stayed focused on that.
that's all right. There's probably something we can learn from that.
Definitely. I think there could be room in the future to bring that back even, you know?
There could be.
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, it's definitely a good start with this right here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Also, I'm glad we got actually in the podcast game because obviously we could have started that 2 or 3 years ago and
Actually,
but I don't think. But I think podcasting is one of those things where I don't. There is a lot of podcasts, but I think there's still room for more though.
oh,
I
absolutely.
think
There's
you
so
can
many
always add
different
more.
niche markets per se of
Right.
like there's always the classic thing if somebody likes old science fiction cartoons or comics, then there's a lot of people that are also going to like that.
Yeah.
And if you can carve out that niche, that's good.
Yeah.
That's very good. So moving on, we do have a couple books on here.
Yes.
We both listen to a lot of motivational videos on YouTube and the sort.
Especially this guy.
If you had to pick a top 3 motivational speakers / influencers, who's your go-to? You can
Okay,
only
so-
listen to their content the rest of your life.
Okay, so 3. So this is tough. I'm gonna name off a bunch that I commonly listen to.
'Kay.
Grant Cardone, Gary V, Les Brown, E.T., T.D. Jakes. There's really so many more, but oh geez.
Top 3.
Top 3. Gary V,
Okay.
love him.
And the guy just puts out so much content. It's insane.
I want to. The very first speaker I ever listened to back in like the early days of high school was Les Brown. So I'm going to go with him. I've heard a bunch of his stuff. But then picking that third one is like, okay, that's my last choice. So is it going to be Eric Thomas? Is it going to be Grant Cardone? Grant Cardone is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think the difference is like someone like Eric Thomas isn't going to tell you how, like, specifically how to become famous, how to get rich, how to be smart with your money, but he's going to light that fire under your butt.
That's true.
To do that, whereas Grant Cardone is also very motivational, but he's going to tell you he's good about the specifics of, like, how can you start from nothing and start making money and stuff like that. So I like both of them. Probably Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone.
So I got Gary V, Les Brown, Grant Cardone.
That's a pretty
But there's a lot
solid
more.
big three.
I love E.T. I love T.D. Jakes. I love all these people. Old guys like Earl Nightingale.
Mm-hmm.
Love him. Yeah. So, yeah, obviously there's a lot. But I think those are my 3 currently.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
What about
it
you?
probably
What
does
about you?
change quite a bit. Actually, I'm
about
the
you?
host of the Ricky Huse Show,
Oh,
and I actually don't have to answer that. So
Yo.
I pass. I know all those guys listen to the channel,
Oh,
so I don't
really?
want to offend anybody.
You don't want to
and
offend anybody.
have any bad feelings, and then they're not going to want to come on the show because they weren't in the top 3, and then I'm going to have to
Yo.
delete this episode.
I think it sounds a lot like you have the same top 3 as me, and you just don't want to say it out loud.
I mean, I didn't say that. We
You
both
didn't have
really,
to.
we both really like energy drinks. A little random turn here.
Yes,
When did
love
you
it.
start drinking energy drinks?
So, you and I quit pop
Yep,
in the 8th grade.
I did in 7th, but
7th, yeah. I quit 8th grade. By the way, within the past 2 or 3 months, I have had some pop.
oh my.
I'm going to be honest with you. You probably haven't broken that streak.
I have not
I
had
did.
pop since 7th grade.
The majority of it for me came when I turned 21. I won't be drinking anymore, at least until after August 11th. But so it was mainly like mixed drinks, like it was like vodka Sprite or something like that or whatever, vodka Red Bull, which isn't technically pop. But so I wasn't into any of that stuff for like 8 or 9 years, not that long.
Right.
Well, yeah, close though.
Pretty
But yeah,
close enough.
years and years and years. I didn't have a single sip of pop from 8th grade up until 2 or 3 months ago. But anywho, I think I really got into energy drinks within this past year for sure. Because I started drinking coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started drinking coffee, and I would not drink it, I would go, okay, I need some caffeine again.
Right.
But I didn't always want to drink a hot coffee.
Sure.
So I would go to energy drinks. At first it was Red Bull, but Red Bull's expensive.
It's a little pricey.
Red Bull's expensive,
It really
and
is.
it's high in sugar and all this stuff. Obviously, they've got like Red Bull Zero or whatever, But I think the big thing was the company Bang. When I
Yes.
first found out about the company Bang, I think you had introduced me to them, and then I had seen them at my gym and at one of the gas stations in Manhattan. And I thought, well, here is an energy drink that's not completely ruining my body.
Right.
It's 0 calories, 0 sugar. It's got creatine in it. It's got amino acids in it, other stuff like that. In terms of energy drinks, I would say it is healthy.
Right.
Healthy.
That's some
So,
quotes.
yeah. So Bang is, when I got introduced to that, like probably 6 months ago or something like that, is when I really started, like, I drink those. I mean, I don't drink like 1,000 a day. I usually stick to one energy drink a day.
That's probably better.
Yeah, definitely. And if I've got these thermogenic pills.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a fat burner pre-workout caffeine pill. I've got the one from BPI Sports. I can't think of the name of it.
I think it's B4.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. Anyways, that's got like 3 cups of coffee worth of caffeine in it. So if I take that someday, I usually don't drink any more caffeine for the day.
That is probably a good idea.
But yeah. So when I got introduced to Bang, and then this is my first time trying this. I mean, it's relatively new, right?
Yes, I think they came out probably 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
So it's new.
So this C4 stuff is also pretty good. See, and I think the difference is this has beta alanine in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that a similar, not a hardcore tingly feeling in your body like you do with pre-workout, but you get a little bit of that. So I like that though.
Yeah, it's there's just a little bit of tingle that makes you feel like you should probably go work out. And then you don't go work out.
We're not right now.
And
we've already worked out today.
It feels kind of strange.
Yeah. Be careful though, because don't be taking like this. I mean, this very easily could be your pre-workout. So I would not recommend taking scoops of pre-workout and then also
yes, that is probably not a good idea.
Not in the same. I mean, we worked out probably 5 or 6 hours ago now.
Yes.
So but anyways, it's good. This is the twisted limeade flavor. I like it.
So right now, I kind of got you onto the Lane Norton's FAT program. It's power hypertrophy adaptive training.
Love it.
Goes upper strength, lower strength, rest day, back and shoulder hypertrophy,
leg
hypertrophy, chest and arm hypertrophy, rest, and then repeat the whole thing.
Or hypertrophy, whichever one it is.
I prefer
hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy
sounds like it's 2 separate words, and this is one word, so it's probably hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy.
Something like that.
That's what I'm going to say because it sounds more professional.
I like it.
How do you like the program so far?
Love it. So I think the big thing I liked about that is on the I don't know what you want to call the days that aren't the hypertrophy days. Strength days. I'm not used to that. So like what I mean by is actually most of my workouts prior to this I realized have been hypertrophy workouts. I can't get used to that one. Anyways, by the way, want to mention real quick, camera needs to be reset.
Oh no.
So this is something for anybody who watches Revenant and watches this. This is something that we have every now and then. I don't think it's been off for very long. But anywho, and we're back on screen. We're going to get that fixed for sure. But anyways, I really like the strength part of the program because I'm not used to working out that way.
Right.
I'm used to more hypertrophy workouts. So when I'm doing like for example, it's like, maybe like today was just upper body.
Right.
So there was like maybe like 2 chest, 2 back, a bicep, and like a tricep workout. So I'm not used to doing that many body parts. I usually will do like, okay, I'm gonna do chest and back, and I'm going to do a lot of reps for like 3 or 4 sets or whatever. what he's saying. This one's more overloading. I don't know is the word.
Progressive overload.
Progressive overload of the muscle. So like on bench or whatever, today we did 3 sets at 3 to 5 reps each. So, which is, obviously it's, that's the difference between if you want to build a bunch of muscle mass versus lean mass or whatever, is between the two different types. It's that whole controversy, which is, well, it's not controversy, but which is whether you want to do high weight at lower reps or you want to do lower weight at higher reps and stuff like that. So
I thought our Zoom died, but it didn't. I just heard some random beep somewhere.
Oh yeah,
it is all good.
Got half a battery. At
it's
least,
all good. Don't worry.
Good there.
So you like it so far, though?
I do. I really do like it. It's my legs definitely need work.
Sure.
And this has a lot of leg work.
It does.
At the same time, though, I'm going to be starting probably a slightly new program tomorrow.
What are you thinking?
Well, I want to keep doing this program, but I want to alter it a little bit because I think since I'm going, well, no, it's fine. I was going to say, since I'm focusing on a physique competition,
yes,
I don't necessarily have to put a ton of focus into the top parts of my leg.
That is true. You are going to have board shorts on.
Yes, board shorts. So if I were to only focus on one part of my legs, it would obviously be calves because that's what the judges are going to see up there, and then a lot of focus into the physique of my upper body. That being said, I don't want to go into this program using that as an excuse to keep not training legs that often. And I've trained legs more in the past month than I have in the past.
That's pretty exciting,
and it feels really good.
It does. Something
I don't
about
know why.
doing legs.
Well, I know why people don't like leg days or whatever. It takes a lot out of you.
It does.
There's a lot of muscle and a lot of blood flowing to your legs on legs. So it's it takes a lot out of you, like I said. But when you start doing it and your legs start to get stronger, you're just like, oh,
it feels good.
I love this. I like leg days. So I probably will. I was going to say I might alter one of the leg days to not have as much and give it a little bit more upper body focus. I do think I like this program though, but I do think for my physique thing, I need to change maybe some things. I don't know, though. I felt pretty good. I've only been on about 2 weeks now. And both of those, I mean, at first I thought, okay, I'm not getting near as much concentration on certain muscles as I normally do. But it actually, on those hypertrophy days, it tears you apart.
It really does.
It was pretty solid. I just did the chest and arms one on Friday for the first time. And I haven't been that sore in the chest and arms in quite a while. And it's not like I did that many movements or that many exercises. It's just, it's all the chest, all the arms, or like all the chest, all the biceps, all the triceps.
Right.
There's no supersetting stuff. So I like it though. Yeah. I like it.
Well, good. You're welcome, first off.
Well, yeah, thank you.
And I will also take the credit for getting you into fitness.
You should,
so
you should.
I'm going to say you're welcome to that, too.
Yes, you should.
And we are now getting close to the time cap. It looks
Let's do it.
This is actually longer than the first 2 episodes of the Ricky Huse Show combined.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
But it's exciting because you were the first guest.
I was.
You should feel honored for that.
I mean, I think I should be the only guest, but it's whatever. I get you want other people on the show. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is I set the bar like
you did set the bar pretty high.
Level, so.
We actually need a wider angle lens to see the bar that's up there.
It's pretty far up top.
We should actually let's get a thumbnail real quick here. Just a little flex. Oh, hold it.
I don't feel like we really need to hold it that long. I don't feel like we need to though.
Okay, cool.
Okay, awesome.
That'll probably be the thumbnail if I remember to do that.
Thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
What? I actually have a podcast that I do.
Really?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's called the Revenant Podcast.
Yeah.
Search it up on YouTube. Me and my co-host Ricky Huse do that podcast together. You're going to like him.
Yeah, he seems pretty interesting.
Yeah. I mean, he's okay. So I actually got to head out because I got to go do that podcast like right now.
Real quick.
Yeah.
how can the audience get a hold of you?
Audience can get a hold of me.
Do you have an Instagram, a Twitter, a Facebook, a blog?
I don't Twitter very much. I'm on Twitter, but I'm a lurker. I just sort of read posts. I don't really tweet that much. I need to either go all in on social media and get more content out there, or I just need to take a break from social media.
Right. You either need to become a producer and stop being a consumer.
I think with my personal account, I'm going to ease back a little bit, and then with like the Revenant account and stuff like that or whatever, I'm going to focus on putting a lot of my time towards that. But you can reach me personally. Instagram is where I have the most content, and that's going to be at Sewell Alec, SCWELLALEC.
Awesome. And
that's
if I remember, I will link that down below.
Yep, link that below. I have a Facebook and stuff like that, and a Twitter, but they're not as great. So Instagram though
sucks.
Yeah, and my phone number if you have it already. I'm not gonna give it out though. So
yeah, well,
awesome.
Congratulations
Thanks,
for being
boss.
the first guy, and we
Thank
will see you guys on episode 4.
Let's do it.